Out of nowhere, the team behind Tiny Tina's Wonderlands dropped a bomb. 2 new classes to check out and a ton of new gameplay to dive into. Hey there friends, it's Codiak here. Welcome back to Legacy Gaming. Today, we're jumping into Wonderlands once again to unpack all of the newness. As always, we never like to bury the lead here, so let's start with the good stuff. 2 new classes are coming to Wonderlands. We already know about the Stabomancer and the Berserker, so what's next? Well, first up is the Spellshot, a gun-toting wizard that can unleash a constant barrage of spells and bullets. We actually got a taste of the abilities in the last trailer, which we happened to call out in our last video. Ambihextrious allows the Spellshot to equip 2 spells at once and independently use them. You do lose the ability to shoot while this ability is active, but still, having doubled the spell power is pretty awesome. We also finally know what those sheep creatures are. They're called Skeep, a hybrid of a skag and a sheep. The Spellshot's second ability is Polymorph, which allows them to transform any enemy into a Skeep with a snap. I would imagine you can't use this on bosses or even bigger elites, but it does bring some incredible utility to the table, and while not an offensive move, I'm sure there will be some interesting progression elements, probably in the form of a talent tree, that will significantly modify this mechanic. We also learned via the Wonderlands website that the Spellshot will have an ability called Spell Weaving, which increases their spell damage and fire rate as they cast or reload, allowing them to seamlessly cycle between different methods of dealing damage. It's hard to say if we've actually seen this in action quite yet, but just breaking that down, it's a damn good effect that has a significant impact on how lethal the Spellshot can be. The Spellshot is going to be a fan favorite, I have no doubt. When you mix guns with spells, you're bound to have a winner on your hands, and with so much deadly potential, I think the Spellshot may be one of the most played classes when the game does come out. If spells aren't your thing, then the Clawbringer may be the class for you. Armed with a massive hammer, the Clawbringer is a frontline warrior that deals fire and lightning damage. Their first ability, Cleansing Flames, is a massive wind-up AoE melee attack that brings the hammer down on the head of any enemy in a fiery AoE explosion. There is a significant ramp-up period with this move, but the AoE seems generous and looks to easily clear out pockets of enemies. The second ability, Stormdragon's Judgment, is Gearbox's take on Thor's hammer. The Clawbringer throws out a hammer in a straight line, stopping once it impacts something in the environment or when it reaches its extreme range. There does seem to be a small AoE component with this ability as well. You can even call back the hammer, dealing additional damage to enemies it hits on the way back. According to the website, the Clawbringer also has a Dragon Aura, which empowers the whole party with additional fire damage and more. What that more is, I have no idea, but it does look like each class has some sort of passive aura or effect that aids in the multiplayer aspect of the game. We also know that the Clawbringer has a Wyvern companion that they can send out to attack enemies. We're not talking full-on dragon here, but it looks like you can send it out to deal some additional fire and physical damage to enemies it attacks. I'm not gonna lie guys, I think the Clawbringer is the class for me. I've always been a big fan of hammer and mace users in RPGs, and with the added bonus of being able to command a small dragon, I mean, it's a class pretty much tailor-made for me. So just to recap, we've got 4 classes in the game so far, with more teases on the website. If you like sneaking around and stabbing things from the shadow, the Stabomancer is the class for you. If you'd rather spin to win with oversized axes that freeze enemies in their tracks, then you can check out the Berserker. If you want the melee experience but would rather swap out that axe for a hammer, then the newly revealed Clawbringer is the right choice, plus you get that awesome little dragon companion. Finally, if you're a spell slinger at heart, then you'll most likely gravitate towards the Spellshot. Capable of dual-wielding spells and polymorphing enemies, this class brings a lot to the table. 4 classes down and potentially more to come. Wonderlands is shaping up to be an exciting take on the Borderlands formula, and I for one am still incredibly hyped to check out this high fantasy Gearbox acid trip. As always friends, if you like our no BS approach to content, we need your support. Hit that thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We'll be covering Wonderlands top to bottom in March, and would love to have you along for the ride. We also invite you to join us on Discord. We'll be opening up a special section just for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, so if you're looking for a great community to interact with, check out the link in the description below. Finally, if you like everything we're doing here at Legacy Gaming and you want to support us even more, you can do so by becoming a member. For just a couple bucks, you're helping evolve the channel and take our community to that next level. Check out the join button below to learn more. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.